Normally, when you work with variables in a code module, you want the variable's values to reflect the current run of the code and then reset to 0 for when the modules run the next time. If you want a variable to retain the same value throughout the code run, you can define it as a constant. If you want the variable to remember its value until you close the database, you can define it as a static variable. For this movie, we will use the constant and static code module, and that is over here in the navigation pane. So I'll double-click it to display it. I have two subroutines in this code module. The first one displays a delivery charge for a regular delivery and then displays a message box indicating the number of regular deliveries. And then the second subroutine does the same thing, only for special deliveries. The difference between the two is that a regular delivery costs $20 and a special delivery costs $37. To begin, let's work with the special delivery subroutine, and I will remove the comment from the constant assignment line. And how that works is it uses the constant, or CONST, keyword, then the name of the variable, and then the value you're assigning as a constant. So the current delivery charge is 37. If you press F5 to run the code, Access displays a message box indicating the charge is 37, and when you click OK, it says that the number of special deliveries is 1, and click OK again. Once you assign a variable as a constant, you can't change its value. So let me type in CURDEL charge, and then equal, and make it say 25, and press enter. Now when I press F5 to run the code, Access indicates that you cannot assign a value to a constant. So click the OK button, click the reset button to get out of editing mode, and then delete the line I just typed in. Now let's see what happens if I add the comment indicator back to that constant declaration line. So I'll just click here to the left of the CONST keyword and type a single quote, which indicates it's a comment. Now I'm going to go up to this constant definition line, which is above the first sub declaration, and remove the comment from it. And what that does is it assigns a constant value of 20 to the delivery charge variable. And because this is above the first subline, it is now a global variable, or in this case, a global constant. So if I were to click in the first subroutine and press F5 to run it, I would get a delivery charge of 20, deliveries is 1. And if I go down to the second subroutine and press F5, I also get a delivery charge of 20, and special deliveries is 1. If you define a constant as a global variable, then you can always change that value within another subroutine. So let's say, for example, that I remove the comment marker from the constant declaration in the special delivery subroutine. So now what happens is that the value in the special delivery subroutine is 37. In other words, that's the delivery charge, whereas the value for every other subroutine, there's only one in this case, but you get the point, is 20. So with the cursor flashing within the special delivery subroutine, if I press F5, I get a delivery charge of 37, click OK, and special deliveries is 1. So those are constants. Now let's talk about static variables. A static variable retains its value regardless of how many times you run the subroutines until you close the database. So every time that I have run the regular delivery or a special delivery subroutine, it's always said that the number of deliveries is 1, regardless of how many times I've done it. If you make a variable static, it retains its value. So let's work with the first subroutine, and I'll remove the comment marker from the static long all deliveries line, and then press a down arrow. So now that I've declared that the variable is static, I should see the long all deliveries variable increment, because the line right below that indicates that every time the procedure runs, 1 should be added to that value. So let's do it a few times. I'll press F5, and I get a delivery charge of 20. Click OK. Number of regular deliveries is 1. Click OK. Now F5 again. Delivery charge is 20, but the number of regular deliveries is 2. Click OK, and just one more time. Charge is 20. Deliveries is 3. That declaration of a static variable only works within this regular delivery subroutine. So if I were to go down to special delivery and press F5 to run it, the charge is 37. Click OK, but the number of special deliveries is 1. So this variable is different from the static variable that's declared within regular delivery. And one thing you can't do is make a variable static in the declaration section, so there are no global static variables. Constants and static variables give you a great deal of flexibility in assigning and tracking values within a code module. I'm sure you'll find a lot of uses for them.